Welcome, welcome, Million Mom Movement community. We are so happy to be here with you today. It's Fierce Friday, and this is a time when we love to gather together in community to raise our voices, to share with you all what we know about what's going on with our food systems and the corruption that's happening every single day in terms of our food, the food that we're eating, the food that we're giving our babies, our children, and how we can make new choices, take actions within our community and within our states to forge a new pathway. Really, we're the creators of the new earth, in my opinion. We're the ones we've been waiting for. We are the Avengers. We've got our green capes on, and we're here today to really hold up that sacred mirror and support you all in raising your voices in whatever way that you are feeling that you can do that. So thank you so much for being here with us. We have a wonderful hour planned for you today. Today is Ask the Council Health. These have been very popular. If you have any questions in regards to anything that you've heard us speak to before, or you just wanted to go a little bit deeper, or you wanted to understand more so about the products, all of the council has been with the company for a good long while now, and we've all had many audiences with Dave Sandoval. I call Jody Parker our mini Dave. And so speaking of Jody, we'd love to bring you on, Jode, to read us the pledge. Will you do that for us?
Good morning. Yes, I'm happy to do that. I am going to share my screen. Oh, I can't share my screen because I'm not a host.
Let's unmute Jody Parker. Let's unmute, let's make co-host Taz Ferreira, Carmela Velarde, Nieva Flori. Thank you so much, Scott.
Hey, Steph, can you hear me? Oh, okay.
Jody.
We can hear you, Jody.
I heard you.
You can hear me now? You guys can hear me now? Okay. Yay. I'm still not a host though, so I can't share my screen. So if we could make me a co-host, I can share my screen and we'll get past these technical difficulties. Aha! I am the co-host now. I have power, everyone. All right, now I'm sharing my screen. Here we go. This is the Join the Movement page at millionmommovement.info. You can see movement, join. And at the bottom, we set our intention and take the Million Mom Movement Personal Action Pledge. Say it along with me. I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement. And I'm just going to point out movement of many mom is because it's not just moms, it's anybody who cares about the future and our children and taking action with our food system and with our health. All right, stopping the share and sending it back to you, Stephanie.
Thank you so much, Jody. All right, Nieva, we are going to the island of Kauai. You're going to bathe us with some of your aloha, okay, sister?
Aloha, everyone. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you all for taking time out of your day. So it's my honor to share more about our social media platforms. And so we have a few different ways that you can follow us and stay up to date with what's happening. So on this graph here, you'll see that we have a YouTube channel that you can go and find all the replays to our presentations. We also have a Twitter, an Instagram, and a Facebook page. And everything that I share on Instagram actually flows through Facebook and Twitter. So it's all the same information. And if you'd like to be highlighted on our pages, please post on Instagram and use some of these hashtags on the graph so that I can better find you, and tag the Million Mom Movement. And I can feature you in our stories if you tag me in your stories, or I can feature you on our page if you tag me on a post. And on our Instagram page, there's also a link in bio where you can find the links to all of these pages. You can find the link to our Facebook, to our scholarship, to our pledge, to our YouTube, and all of the things that we're talking about today. So please find us there, give us a follow, and we look forward to sharing more with you. Back to you, Stephanie.
Sweet. Thank you so much. Mahalo. All right, Carmela, welcome, welcome. Carmela Velarde in Pennsylvania.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Fierce Friday. I'm going to share the petition on screen. So I've just shared in the chat the link that you can go to for you to get active with us. And guys, can you imagine how many people are consuming Cheerios daily right now? Can we help put an end to this? Can we help stand for our company and what we belong to as far as the community mindset that this is not okay? So if you share this on our activism, our petition that we've created with the Million Mom Movement, we can help to petition to get glyphosate out of General Mills in total. And so the key is we need your voices. We need you to share it on the impact that we all make to help babies and elders who are eating these Cheerios every single day as their favorite foods. People say it's their favorite foods. In the list, it is many in our community who've not signed this. So tell your teams, tell your family, and just say, this is a part of what we stand for. And I'd love for you to share this today, if you will, please. And I pass the mic on.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, Carmela. It's not okay. I think it was Amy Venner who I was chatting with a couple years ago. She's like, it's an outrage, Stephanie. It's an outrage. What's going on in our farms across the United States and Canada is an outrage. So that is the energy that we hold here. That is the energy that we want you to share this petition. We know that we have many thousands more than those who have signed that petition. We also know that it can support you to open conversations. Were you aware, that glyphosate is being used on our food, and that, Cheerios has the highest parts per billion of all the products tested in 2016. Were you aware of that? Because once people are aware, then they will take action, right? When we know better, we do better. So Taz Ferreira in Miami, Florida. Hi, babe. Will you talk about the scholarships?
Absolutely. Okay, so this is how Purium gives back. So think of your university of choice with a guaranteed job at the end, right? So this is what Purium is all about. We are giving you a scholarship, but not just any scholarship. This is a business scholarship. So we pair this with giving you over $1,500 of superfood nutrition for 3 months. So for the first month, you get the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Pack to start your transformation. And then month 2, you get the juice bar in the back to start incorporating this in your life. You can choose a juice bar or the Daily Core 4. I like using the juice bar in our cooking, in pancake recipes. We have so many recipes for you. And then for the 3rd month, you get to choose the ULT, the Family Nutrition Pack, or the new grain-free pack. So these are our choices, and we love these. So let me tell you about who can get involved with this. So any family all across the US and Canada, you have to have this desire. And when I say desire, I mean a burning desire to share these superfoods and the business with everyone you encounter. You must have economic need, and you must be coachable. You must be willing to be trained. We're going to have business coaching. We're going to be working with you personally. So if you are already a Purium brand partner, you are not eligible to apply for this. But if you are a customer, you can. And if you're from North America, you can apply. Europeans, not right now. And this is for economic families. And you are going to be sponsored by the person who invited you onto this call. The one who's told you you need to jump on the Million Mom Movement calls, reach out to them and they will guide you through this process, okay? And you just go to millionmommovement.info/scholarship and you go to apply here. And you fill out this form. It's super easy, and you tell us why this would change your life. And then we will evaluate it, and we want to empower you and change your life in your business and in your body. Thank you. Back to you, Steph.
Thank you so much, Taz. If you are a scholarship recipient and you're here with us today or you're watching the replay, will you please get in touch with me because we'd like to feature you on a Fierce Friday in the near future. All right. So if you're receiving text from Purium, then you know about the Million Mom Movement Lunch and Learn, which is really a deep dive that we do every month. Last month it was, or this month rather, we're still in October. This is a month that never ends. This month, a couple weeks ago, we did a presentation all about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It was amazing. If you weren't able to be there, I got to speak with Dave Sandoval, share about my journey of healing breast cancer naturally, and learn a lot from Dave. It was a very emotional, wonderful experience that I got to have with the founder of our company. And then for November, coming up on November 17th at 12:30, we've got Annie Ibarra and Tirza Dawn, who are co-founders of the Awaken Foundation with our founder, Dave Sandoval. And they're going to be doing a presentation all around moms who are autism moms and nutrition. All right. So save the date. Wanted you to know about that. All right, without further ado, let's get into the Q&A. If you have a question, we'd love for you to raise your hand. In that way, we know to unmute you to support corporate. Corporate's gonna unmute you for us. All right, and if you can come on camera, we would love to see your faces. Okay. Sarah, did you? Oh, all right. Let's see here. iPhone, it doesn't say a name. I don't know who that is. Hi.
My name is Annette Kidd. I'm pretty new to the group. It's my first time actually coming on to.
Welcome, Annette. So great that you're here. Thank you for being here.
I'm actually about to go see my doctor today, and I just wanted to get some tips on how I can introduce it to her, because I started Purium about 3-4 weeks ago. Matter of fact, I think on the 10th of this month, I started. And I had my blood work done, and I have a before and after. And just the sampling, my cholesterol was 165 and it's now 111. So I know she's going to have questions about what I've been doing. And so I just wanted to get some tips on the best way to introduce it to a medical professional and
Okay.
how to get started there.
Okay, cool. This is kind of business focused, but we'll pivot for a moment here. Does someone on the council want to take this?
I can share.
Please do.
Okay, it is business focused, but we can also share about what the product line is and what it is that you can share when you're in front of a professional, a medical professional. Because I have signed up some people who are more like DOs and acupuncturists, but not specifically medical, allopathic. But awesome, Annette. I think that's an incredible testimonial for you to have shared with this community right now, because I too have a ton of testimonials specifically for lowering cholesterol. And why? Can you explain to yourself why? Were you understanding why it was that this program allows that to happen within the body?
Oh, absolutely. Just my change of eating, increasing my water intake, exercising, the choice of foods, the plant-based, all of those things contributed obviously to moving it from there. And as a matter of fact, truth be told, I haven't taken my cholesterol medication either. So I know for a fact that it is contributing to my change of lifestyle.
Perfect. That's what you tell her. And honestly, and I need it needs to come from you, because it's your experience. And I tell any of my brand partners who are trying to share it with, they are sharing it with people who need to understand what the power of it is in the body. You need to explain the steps that you went through, especially taking out the prescription medication. My mission is to help as many get off of prescription medications, because we don't know the detriment long-term of many of these things, but yet they're approved by FDA. Not okay. And then what are you doing with lifestyle? What are you doing? And you can share that with her and say, do you have other clients that have this cholesterol issue that you're prescribing that really don't know what to do with their lifestyle afterwards? Well, would you be open to really seeing the steps, because I would love to connect you to the person that partnered with me. And then we can work together to help more people. And that's the ding, ding, ding. We want people who are helping people to help more people, and with tools that actually work, that they can get also commission from. They're going to get commission just like whatever they're selling for these drug companies. So yeah.
Perfect.
Can I
Thank you.
add something? Can I add something? So everything Carmela said was perfect. I also, don't be shy, okay? Don't be shy to go to them with these things. The same way you would ask about any dietary thing. How many apples should I eat? Should I eat these berries? What should I eat? It's the same thing, okay? Bring the ingredients to them. Be transparent, right? If they are of quality, they will read it and they will understand the nutrient density. So the biggest hurdle is don't stand in your own way.
Okay.
Hope that helps.
And don't be scared. They're a professional, right? A lot of people are just scared because you're coming to them, but treat them like a prospect that doesn't know, because they don't honestly understand the lifestyle education. So just wanted to add that.
Thank you very much. Good info.
Well done, ladies. All right, Quinasia, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. She wanted to ask a question in the chat. She wants to know how to handle detox side effects and what should I be concerned about them. For example, I'm in day 13 of my 30-day challenge, and I've been very fatigued, headache and nauseous. Would one of you like to take that?
I got her.
Great.
I'm the girl who that happens to as well, because genetically I don't detox efficiently, and my first 10-day transformation made me sick for about 6 weeks. So yeah, I can definitely help you with that. With any detox symptoms, the headaches, no big deal. More water, possibly more minerals. One of the easiest ways to get more minerals is to add more sea salt to whatever you're eating. Like, one of my favorite things now when I do the 10-day portion, now that I'm clean enough that it doesn't send me into these reactions, is avocado with sea salt and garlic powder. It's one of my favorite things, but it's a way to get those minerals. And why is sea salt different? Because it is all of the trace minerals, not just sodium chloride. So table salt, the white salt that you see, is just sodium chloride, and that's why it can throw off your sodium potassium. That's why they say to not do it if you have heart issues or if you're bloated, because it throws off that balance. But when you're taking in all of the trace minerals at once, the body can balance it. And that is why sea salt, so colored salt. So I use real salt in my house. A lot of people use Himalayan pink salt. Celtic sea salt is another really good one that is going to have a good range of minerals that the body needs. So that is going to help you with the headaches and just making sure you're hydrated enough. What sometimes happens is we're drinking so much water during this detox portion that we actually strip our minerals. And sometimes that's what causes the headache. And you can also, if you have cocoa hydrate on hand or ionic elements, you can throw that into your power shake. And that can help with that too. And then let me go back up to that question. I saw it. Fatigue is normal. Nauseous is probably a pH thing. I find that when people get really nauseous at first, it's because they were very acidic. And so when those greens hit your stomach, it causes that nausea. And one of the things that you can do is like swish the green drink in your mouth to help start that pH change already in your mouth. And then that will help your stomach adjust to that. If you continue to be really nauseous, then pay attention to what flex foods you're eating. And the other thing that sometimes causes that can be the biometic. If you're nauseous or you're getting diarrhea, you can maybe pull back and just do 1 a day instead of 2. The other thing that can cause nausea is the super cleansar, especially if you're having parasites. And again, that's kind of one of those things you kind of have to push through. Like, when you're getting rid of parasites, it's not always pleasant, but if you stop, then they don't go away. And so you end up in this vicious cycle. So that's kind of the overall. If you want to type in the chat for me, if that answered your question, I think we're probably good. That should probably do it. unless Tass or anybody else, if you want to add to that.
No, that was pretty complete. I just want to add as well, you know, every body is different, right? So everyone's going to have different symptoms. One person can have none of this. One person can have it in all forms, right? So just be gentle with yourself and keep going.
Beautiful.
If
Beautiful.
it gets really bad though, pull back a little bit, maybe take one of the power shakes out for the day. Sometimes iodine is very, very detoxing for certain people. And so if it gets really bad, you don't want to have what they call a Herxheimer reaction, which is where you detox faster than your body can process it. So pay attention to that. It's normal to have symptoms, but if they get really bad or unmanageable, then pull back a little bit. Slow and steady wins the race, and you're not doing anything wrong. If you have to do that, it's just your body's way of telling you, I can't handle this speed and we need to go a little bit slower.
Excellent. Right on. Quinasia's happy in the chat. Thank you so much, ladies. All right. Samantha Joy, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much for these. I really appreciate getting an access to all of your wisdom all in one spot. So I truly appreciate this. So I have a question. I have a person that he's got a child who's almost 2. And knowing that everything like the core 4 is safe for children, I'm just having a really hard time figuring out the amounts to give to someone so small. So I would love, like, as far as the core 4 foods and maybe even like the juice bar in a bag, just like if there's a maximum you want to give such a little one, or kind of if there's a spot I can get that information myself, that would be truly appreciated.
I'll hop in. I wrote the blog post on this. So there is a blog post on this. I think it's on iShop. I think it's the Purium blog, not the Million Mom Movement blog. Here's what you need to know. Our product serving size is based on 150-pound adult, so adjust according to weight. Children, especially if they're eating healthy from the word go, are very, very good at regulating themselves. So a great example, chlorella has growth factor in it. And every time my now 8-year-old, from the time she was 2, would go through a growth spurt, she'd start popping a ton of chlorella. And then as soon as she was done with her growth spurt, she wouldn't eat it as much, and she wouldn't pour herself she would pour herself a bowl and just eat it as a snack. And so at that age, if they're already eating healthy, you can trust them to regulate themselves. They know what their body needs. It's why toddlers especially snack on things. They have really big nutrition needs, but little tiny stomachs. And so they will eat lots of different things to get all that nutrition in. So I would say let them regulate themselves for the most part. And I wouldn't overly worry about it, but if you need a serving size, base it on weight. Based on our serving sizes are based on 150-pound adult. Does that help?
That helps so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'll go check that blog post out for sure. Thank you so much.
Right on, Samantha. Thanks, Jody. All right, Camille. Hi, Camille.
Hi. So thankful for you guys. Good to see everybody here. I have a kind of an interesting question. I brought it to my upline too. I have a client that is on her first ULT, and she has like a lot of nervousness and apprehensions, things like that. But my question really relates to the potassium levels in the Power Shake. She, for some reason, is taking a potassium prescription. And so she's, kind of wavering on the amount of Power Shake that she should be incorporating. And I was trying to just let her know that, this is going to help to balance out her body and bring it to a place of equilibrium. But I don't know if you can speak on that and, so that I can give her some reassurance.
Looking at the potassium levels on Power Shake, it's 10% of the required daily value, right? So I wouldn't be alarmed because it's such a small percentage. However, if she's maybe by her doctor told that this amount is correct, it's based on what probably blood tests. So yeah, Usually I tell people not to take them in conjunction with one another because you don't need to, because it's all factored in. It's usually all the complete nutrition is factored in for now what Jody says, and I'm so happy you shared that bit of information, the 150-pound adult. But for somebody who's taking it very specifically, I wouldn't be alarmed with the amount that we have and what she's taking in addition, because what does the body do when it has enough of what it needs? It's able to release it. So that's what I would say. Like what does our body do? Then we can actually eliminate it. Definitely not harmful to take 10% more. Okay.
Beautiful. Does that help you, Camille?
Yeah, I'm going to let her know that. That's great. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Who else has a question for us today?
I'm wondering if people do that though, like in general. Do you look at the labels that we have and look at the percentages of things? Because it's just interesting because we have a lot of people that we're telling you don't need additional, right? We don't need additional supplementation. You could save money, we tell people too. So yeah, just to the field, it's important to like consider what we have. And then if that person needs additional because they have need for it, then we can go as far to say like we're holistic. So we want you to listen to your body and ask the doctor maybe why, maybe the level or look into it specifically what potassium does for the body, and then like look into it with her, like to help her to understand that particular mineral and what it does for the body. And but yeah, I just wanted to continue that.
I'm glad you spoke to that. Sometimes I think with our doctors, we give our power away. We think that they know better than we do. And I always believe it's really important to take information from experts and then ultimately take that in, do your own research and defer to your own inner authority about what's right for you. So, all right. Anyone else have a question for us? I don't see any more raised hands.
I think I saw Tal raised her hand.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Hi, Tal. Welcome.
How are you guys? I freaking love this subject. I love it when you guys do this. So, considering that we are knee deep heading into the holidays, this is a rather large question that a lot of people are always asking me about. Ready? 2 words: belly fat. Belly fat. Everyone wants to know and understand more about belly fat, how to support it, how to get rid of it, how to tighten it, how to all the hows to's. Okay. So answer away. I'm really interested in hearing what this glorious panel has to say about belly fat.
Well, I'll just say one word in answer to your 2 words: sugar. Sugar is in everything, right? And not only is it in everything, refined sugar, but also carbohydrates become sugar in the body. The body needs glucose to live, right? So we really want to be watching our sugar intake. You know, sugar creates cancer. Sugar causes inflammation. Lost you guys for a moment there. That was really weird. Anyways, that's what I have to say. And I'm sure my fellow council members have a lot more to say.
Okay, so I would suggest if you're going out to dinners or you're planning dinners, have your biomedic before, pair it with your green drink, pre-eat, right? So then you're not starving when you're there and overeating, because that happens. I know sometimes you always plan supper being at 6 and then it happens at 9, right? So always pre-eat so you're not starving after, and biomedic before. And start the ultimate transformation before, okay? So that'll be a great tip. So then you're going into it feeling clear, feeling light, not having that bloated sensation, and be aware of what you're eating.
Yeah, our whole team right now has a theme, healthy through the holidays theme. And so it's not about not indulging during the holidays. It's about eating cleanly in between the holiday experiences so that you can indulge a little bit, So that's really about creating new habits and really bringing our products and really the Purium lifestyle into your life long before those days happen, so that you're not waiting until January after you've gained 10 pounds. Like we've all been there. We've all done that. Like, let's not do that again. Start now.
I'd love to bounce off of that as well real quick. Dave shared a little secret with me when I was at his place last, that one of our products is very underutilized, and it's the Control pre-meal capsules, you guys. Taking this before every meal 3 times a day can really help you to not absorb the sugar and carbs into your fat. Did you know that product does that? It actually helps you to still eat the dessert, and you can still eat the carby foods, but it helps you to not absorb that into your fat layer. It doesn't turn into sugar. It doesn't turn into fat. So that is something that is totally underutilized in our company. And it's on sale right now, you guys. It's like buy 2, get 1 free, I think. So go get on that Control pre-meal capsules, give them away to your friends, share them through the holidays. It's a great stocking stuffer and all that goodness. So just wanted to throw that in there because it is a special this week as well.
Love that. Thanks for mentioning that, Naiva. And if for some reason you're not a customer and you're not a brand partner with Purium, you want to reach out to the person that gave you this replay and ask them for their discount code and go and enjoy all the sales right now. It's pretty awesome.
I'm going to hop in too on this subject. Couple of things. Super Amino 23, it's going to put muscle on, and it's practically no calories. So it's going to help you with that protein. Another thing that puts belly fat on is going to be cortisol. We produce cortisol when we are stressed, and the holidays can be very, very stressful for people. So I would highly recommend looking at the White American Ginseng, the Be Energetic, or my favorite product that I think gets totally underutilized is the More Greens. The More Greens has the Be Energetic in it. As well as all the other greens and the food enzymes and the probiotics and all this stuff to keep that gut balance and to support your immune health through what can be a very stressful time. So if your adrenals are out of balance, you are going to put belly fat on, because that will throw your hormones off. Your cortisol will be too high. So supporting the adrenals is also going to help with that.
Beautiful. Talking about.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just love that you brought up More Greens, because that's in my pantry, Jody, and I put it in my smoothies all the time. And thank you for mentioning it, because it's one of those products that doesn't get the accolades that it deserves.
It's 11 products in one. It's spirulina, chlorella, carrot juice plus, Be Energetic, food enzymes, probiotics, Camu blend, and then a couple other things too. So I love that product, you guys. Can tell. All right, Carmela, your turn.
Yeah, no worries at all. That's great info. And I love More Greens. Well, my story coming out in Purium was my postpartum, where I had lost 30 pounds in 2.5 months. And it was really because at that time we only had the 10-day cleanse. So I did the adiponectin reboot. I know during the holidays, not the best to do a 10-day cleanse, but after, okay, we have to be gracious with ourselves and when we were able to really commit. But that adiponectin boost, basically belly fat is like many doctors say, it's low testosterone. And it's also, storage of fat and toxins. So also when we're very hydrated, that happens with the 10-day cleanse, because we're on a schedule that you're super hydrated, you're filling your body and flushing toxins at the same time while eating dense food. When you put in whole foods, it takes away from the metabolism, right? We need to metabolize the fat and the toxins in the belly fat. So I was able to lose this 30 pounds, and it was belly, guys. And a lot of women and moms here, I will say I used tropical oil on my belly. I took tropical oil because it's MCT oil. I took it first thing in the morning because it increases metabolism. And what else? Yeah, Control pre-meals, because yes, it helps diabetes, Kevin Luna. But Control pre-meal capsules, you're right. And 2 for 1, it's amazing. And that's what I got. Go ahead.
Beautiful. Thank you, Carm. All right. Emily has her hand up. Hi, Emily. Welcome.
Hello. Well, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for dropping all these gems. and I did have a question. Well, two basically. One was like, I want to like educate myself more, being more holistic. Do you guys have any like a source or like a page where I should go and just overall learn more about creating a better lifestyle? And then two, the other question I had is, I know that MVP sports is like protein. Is that like something we can take if, like, for example, we don't have the amino acids, or is it like we should preferably take the amino acids? Hopefully, okay. That's my question.
So, I'm don't really identify as being an athlete at the moment. So, MVP sport and I mean, here's the deal. You got to look at how much protein you're taking in on the day to day, in terms of how much protein you want to be taking in from our products, right? Like, it's a balance, right? It's a balance. You're listening to your body, you're listening to what your body needs. And a lot of what I did in the early days is really listening, giving my body what it needs, listening to what Dave says, and learning and applying and being our own doctors, right? Being our own doctors, nourishing ourselves, seeing how we feel, receiving the biofeedback, and then moving forward based on how we feel. Because we're really the only ones that know how we feel. Nobody else does, But in terms of like just in general, Emily, increasing your understanding, you're a brand partner, Emily? Purium brand partner?
Yes.
Yeah. So going into your back office, and really there's a module there called Purium A to Z, like just going in there and learning all about the products, and then going to our blog. I mean, our blog, you could spend days reading our blog, the MMM.info blog, and also the Purium blog. It's just packed with information. It's linked to actual events. I love that they're doing that. They're embedding links to actual events, ours included. And so much free info there for customers and for brand partners. So I share blog posts all the time about specific products with potential customers or current customers, or even people on my team. So there's a lot there. We just need to apply ourselves and dive in.
I'll toss in too. Million Mom Movement has a YouTube channel. So all the things that we have covered in the last year and a half are uploaded onto that channel. You just go to YouTube and search Million Mom Movement. You can see the channel. But we've covered so many of those lifestyle things, not just nutrition, like full on lifestyle. Like for instance, next week, we're talking about environmental friendly holidays, which does have food in it, but it also has stocking stuffers and do it yourself stuff and those kinds of things. So you can go to that channel and look through all the different things that we've done, because we try really hard to not just cover the nutrition, but the lifestyle. So that could be a great resource for you as well.
And can I add that super aminos is different than MVP Sport. So MVP Sport has adaptogenic mushrooms in it. So this is something I would take post-workout, and the super amino is something I would take pre-workout. So pair them together. Don't take one over the other.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thanks, ladies. Camille, did you have another question? I see your hand is still raised. I'm not able to lower your hands, unfortunately. Maybe my counsel can do that. I don't know that I'm a co-host here.
Yeah, I'll lower it. I did have one more question. So my little guy, he's 3. He will not drink the Epigenius. He will not drink the Power Shake. He will not eat vegetables. He's in that stage of, well, I don't know if it's a stage. My other kids didn't go through it, but just wanting to eat white food, which is like, destroys me because, that's not me. But so the way I can get greens into him is putting it into his juice. So I've been doing the kamut and like his biomedic in like orange juice, or the cocoa hydrate and aloe digest or something. But I'm curious because he doesn't eat very much other protein. he will eat a burger, but I don't really cook him burgers. So I'm wondering if doing the kamut that he is drinking is a better option, or the spirulina, because the spirulina has protein in it. So that's my question.
How old did you say he is, Camille?
He's 3.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you
that's
see
a-
everything.
That's a really tough age with food. OMG. So one of the things, I'm sure the other ladies have something to say, but one of the things I've been doing with my kids for so long is I'm like, let's make your orange juice green today. And I use green spectrum, or if I don't have green spectrum, I use power shake or more greens, like whatever I have, I put it in. And now I've got them doing it themselves. You know, they're teenagers now, but you know, if you make it fun, food for children, period, is all about making it fun, right? So you make it fun, you get them involved, also helping them learn about shopping when you go shopping, and helping them choose what we're going to be putting in our bodies this week, like in engaging them and involving them in the choices about what they're going to eat. Because what's happening with 3 is they're starting to individuate a bit more. Right? It's not so much that, I mean, they still need mommy, but they're really starting to be a bit more aware of the outside world and their ability to say no. So I'm sure that my colleagues here have more to say about that.
Okay, so I want to ask you, does he like chocolate?
No. And he
doesn't
doesn't
like
like
chocolate.
anything that looks weird. Like if it looks weird, like if something has pepper on it, he won't eat it. Like he's big into that visual thing, and he does not like chocolate.
He does not
He
like
likes fruit.
chocolate.
He likes fruit. Yeah, like he'll do berries, he'll do bananas, he'll do apples, he'll do pineapple, mango, like any kind, most fruits he'll eat.
How
but not
about any
vegetables,
nut
no
butters?
vegetables.
Any nut butters?
Not really. Like I can get him to eat nuts, but nut butters, not so much. Like if it looks weird, he won't eat it. Like, you know, if it looks slimy or something, he won't touch it. He won't even try it.
Because a technique that I love to do is I get cereal, like any organic, healthy cereal, and I toss it with anything, from the power shake to the kamut to the barley grass to whatever they're feeling at that moment. I make it colorful. I make it, you know, I get them involved. So like what Steph was saying, when kids are involved, they eat it. So get them involved, let them use their hands, okay? If I do a puree of dates and some almond flour, and then I add any color of the superfoods, and my son like molds it into like a Play-Doh, and then he gets to eat it, he's like, yes. And look, that's a mommy win, right? Because they think they're playing, and then they eat it, and you're like, great. So every time you can explore a different color, let's do orange this time. That's why we love the juice bag, right? You get to explore in the kitchen. You become your own alchemist. So I would say let's, you know, don't worry so much that he's not eating this, he's not having this, and let's bring back the fun in the kitchen and see what he'll like. Bring him to the grocery store, have him smell things. Smell is huge. I feel it's so underutilized of when we're eating, because we eat with our smell first. If something smells good, we're like, okay, this is delicious, right? So start incorporating these things into his life and get him involved.
I'll jump in.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing that I did, because I breastfed both of my kids till they were 3, and I thought, God, if they got off the boob, then the next step is superfoods. How did I get them to do that? I was like, well, the sooner you can get them to be able to swallow, the better too, because then you can get spirulina, chlorella, aminos. I mean, so much seed from, you know, not seed from Misha because it's a little too strong for one person, but that small. But you can start to have them have a daily intake of that. And also if you crush the aminos, that's what I did initially, because I was like, I need to get them, especially my little one was the first one with the Purium lifestyle, was the aminos. And that helps them so much, of course, with their growth, because it's odorless and tasteless. So I got that into everything. As long as it's fine grain crushed, You can put it into anything, anything white. But the key is you do want to alkaline them as soon as possible, because these whites are very acidic over time. It breaks down to sugar. So the key is the kamut, that's great. Like we're all like, yeah, kamut, because we know that's like the thing that will alkaline him the best. As long as he's starting to get that, still you're fighting the acidity. So the key is once you get them to swallow, I went through like a month of just getting him to swallow. But once I did, and I started getting him into spirulina, I got them to eat the chlorella, and the chlorellas are tiny. So we started with that actually, because it was the smallest thing. And I said, you know what, if you feel like chewing it, just try and taste what that's like. At that time, Biomedic tasted like pizza. So we'd open it up, but then I said, just try taking the capsule. And lo and behold, he was super alkaline. So when he started eating more whole foods after the age of 3, he craved the alkaline whole foods more than all the whites, because now he was getting a lot of chlorella, a lot of aminos, all those things that were alkalining him through Purium. It changed his taste buds and his palate. So just wanted to have that.
I'll toss in really quick. There's a really easy way to teach them how to swallow the pills. My chiropractor taught my youngest when she was 3. And so I've never had problem. The older ones, it took longer, but there's a trick to it. We put things to the back of our throat and we keep our head back. And if you can imagine when you put your head back, it narrows the passageway for it to go down. And that's why they choke. If you can get it to the back of their throat and tell them to look down, it opens all of this and then they can swallow it. And then there's plenty of room. So my middle and my youngest are 5 years apart, and the youngest was taking capsules before the middle one because she got it right away. So there's a little tip for you.
Oh, I wanted to say, like, you could put in a banana and just say, swallow the banana. You see how big that banana swallow was? You can do a pill. See, it's all in the mind. So if you can get them to think, okay, I can swallow, and I went through this, so I understand mamas, but when you get them to see that the swallow of food that they do already consume, it's bigger. So
Love it.
I love this inquiry, and I had a couple things I want to just throw in real quick too. If your son loves popcorn, then putting the Appleberry Power Shake on there actually tastes like caramel corn. So it's getting him to get past what it looks like, maybe giving it to him movie night while it's dark out, give him the popcorn so he doesn't know it's even green. My kids love that. The other thing, I love what everybody shared here today. The chlorella tabs are amazing for small kids. If he'll eat it, it's small. My son loves them and has been taking them since he was about 3. But the other thing I wanted to suggest is if your son likes mint chip ice cream, which most kids do, we do have a really great recipe that I've made a lot of times for my son, which is a mint chip ice cream. And you can either use the cocoa mint spirulina in it, or you can mix and match. You could use other things in it. I did it with the cocoa mint spirulina, added some chocolate chips to it as well to make it even more chocolatey, but you can play around with it. And it's a really great recipe using coconut cream and avocado as your base for your ice cream, and then add whatever you want to that. So have fun with it. You could even try some of the juice bar in a bag and see if that makes some other colorful, fun flavors. But the mint chip will cover the green thing because it's already a green. They already have the idea that it's green. So hope that helps. I love everything that was shared. Back to you, Steph.
Sweet. All right, Camille, lots of love for you there and your 3-year-old. You'll have to report back. Let us know. I want to just shout out Melinda in the chat because she had there's a couple great suggestions in the chat. Scroll up a bit to 11:46 a.m. She had a picky three-year-old. She got the Epigenius Kids into his vegan yogurt and drizzled with maple syrup, and he loves it. That was one great idea. And then Kiev also had a great suggestion. She would mix the Power Shake with a vegan milk and a dash of maple syrup. And he used to chug the whole thing. He loves all the white food as well. Today, I don't even have to trick him with the maple syrup. So finding ways to creatively get the superfoods into our children. That's what we are all really good at over here. All right. So anyone else have a question? Oh, I'm seeing the cutest little face over there. Jaleesa Hardy's little children. So sweet. So sweet. We've got a few more minutes here. Any other questions?
And if you guys are ever stuck on recipes, the millionmommovement.info/recipes, we show so many ways to incorporate the foods into our daily life, right? And get the kids involved. That's the key. Once they're involved, they'll eat it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does
We
anyone
have a bunch of, oh, sorry, go.
There were 2 questions about diabetes in the chat earlier, and we didn't really touch on that, but we know that this is an issue longstanding in America. So does anyone want to chat about what products specifically for diabetes? Any ideas? Anyone want to
I
share?
can go, guys. I have been in an anatomy class. That's why I have been absent. I still have only 1 weekend to go. So my business is gonna blow after. And we just finished the digestive system and everything that relates to pathologies. And actually diabetes has to do with bad sugar and also genetics. So if there's people in your family that have diabetes, then if you're not eating properly, your kids are going to develop it, or you're going to develop it easier. And the thing is that you need to clean your blood, because that's where the excess of sugar is going to stay in. So if we're talking about products, because our products are made of superfoods, which means medicinal foods, right? And we have to start doing the link between food is medicine, and medicinal plants are medicine, and we both have these in products. So I would totally suggest biomimetic if your kid is older. If it's not, add the MVP kids, add the Epigenius, and anything that's green helps you build up new good blood cells. So that means that your kids needs to do a detox 2 times per year. That's what it suggests in all natural medicine. If you go in any natural medicine holistic therapist, they're going to tell you that you have to cleanse 2 times per year, and you need to build up your kid immunity, because if his immunity is not working properly, then bad genetics are just going to take the whole place, and immunity system is not going to be able to work on it. So family pack will be a great thing to do. Maybe start with the apathy cherry, which kids will love automatically. I know my son is 2 years old and he drinks every day half of my power shake. I don't even have time to take it, that he's just robbing it. He has Allo Digest, he has MVP Kids in his yogurt, so he doesn't even see it. And every night he can't even drink his almond milk without his MVP Kids in it, or he just don't take it. So it's really easy to make them get involved and just stay healthy. So that's what I wanted to share about diabetes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Natalie. Merci beaucoup. All right, you guys. So we're wrapping up here. I'd love to call on my colleague, Jody Parker. She's going to lead next week, and we have some fun prepared for you next week. Will you share, Jode, about what we're doing next week?
Yeah, so we were talking, as I mentioned earlier, about lifestyle, and we're always looking for new topics to bring to you guys, because we don't want to recycle what we did a year ago around the holidays. And we realized that there's a couple things happening in the world right now with all of these shipping problems and traveling problems. And so we were talking about, how do we have an environmentally healthy holiday? And that's going to include everything from, buying local to buying things like hemp and organic cotton shirts instead of polyester, to making your own ornaments, to, choosing this, that, not that, when you're choosing stocking stuffers, because things like bath bombs and lip balms and things like that are often very toxic, and people don't pay attention to those ingredients. So we're going to teach you how to look at that. And so it's a whole thing. All 5 of us are actually, no, Tass can't be there next week. So 4 of us are going to jump in and give you all these different ideas on how to make an environmentally friendly holiday. So that's where we're going next week.
Hey, right on. And we want you to bring your ideas too, right? This is the hive mind. This is community. So we've got things to share. We want to hear from you. We want your voices. So please come, please invite your friends, please invite your teams. We're so grateful. We can't do this without you, everyone. moms, dads, grandparents, concerned citizens, aunties, uncles, all y'all, you all matter. And you are the ones who are pushing this movement forward by sharing about the petition, by sharing the scholarships. And like I said, please, if you are a scholarship recipient, please reach out to me. We want to hear from you and highlight you and spotlight you at a future Fierce Friday. We love you and we thank God for you. Go out there and share the good green word, all right? Be the light in the room, no matter where you are, all right? Many blessings to you all. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.